Have you ever wondered what happens when you give a professional dominatrix a microphone? Well, you're about to find out. Let's talk about whips, chains, cuffs, oh my. Let's venture beyond 50 Shades. It's time to bow down to the host of Mischief Matters, Mistress Schari, but that's ma'am to you.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mischief Matters Radio. I am your hostess, Mistress Schari, and on the line with us is my faithful sidekick, Catnip. How you doing, Catnip?
Hi. I'm okay. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm okay. So I'm trying to stay warm.
I know you're cold.
It's so cold. For those of you who are listening from wherever you are, it's like 5 degrees tonight in New Jersey. And occasionally, Catnip and I like to do these in the same room together when we are together. And there was no way I was leaving the house today. So that wasn't happening. It was just too cold. Is it cold where you are, Catnip? Like, is the house cold? Like, what's going on?
I mean, I'm comfortable.
Always. Never cold.
But I do keep downstairs warmer than upstairs, so I'm downstairs at the moment. So maybe
okay. Maybe that's why. Well, we do have one of our friends calling in this evening. One of our very good friends, in fact, a friend of the manor, somebody who comes to us frequently, actually volunteers with us a lot. And they go by the name of Lynx. And they have a very kind of unique role because they also organize a convention that takes place in Maryland called Charmed, which we are going to be a presenter at this year. It meets at the end of January in Annapolis, Maryland. And Lynx is going to come on and tell us all about it because Charmed is a little bit different from other kink conventions in the sense that it has a focus on erotic hypnosis. And that's a whole genre into it of itself. So that, it makes for a very interesting convention when I feel when it's more, I don't want to say centralized, but it's more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's more honed in on one kind of genre. Even though they provide classes in other kinks, it's like really erotic, hypnocentric.
It's like I guess a specialized con.
Right. There was significant. Like I was looking for a word and I just couldn't place it. But yeah, it's definitely a con unto itself. So Lynx is going to come on and explain it all to us. And while we're waiting for her to join us, we should take this opportunity to explain that if you want to see any, if you can't get to a Maryland convention, Mischief Matters in Northern Jersey has several classes going on over the next few months. We usually do a class or two a month. And we have all things we have an erotic hypnosis class coming in April. We have a ball busting class in February. I am teaching a class on chastity and cuckolds in March. And in May, we have one of our frequent guests, Catsuit, coming all the way from Ohio to teach classes in the manor. So that's pretty exciting. And on top of that, we added, because we do have a regular monthly rope night on, one Thursday a month, but we added a more intensive workshop in February, in April, and in June. So, that's just, you could see all of our events and everything at forbiddentickets.com, or you can go on to FetLife and find us, but we have a lot of exciting stuff, right? I mean, I did pretty good booking. I'm all the way booked out to May. That's like a record for me.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I can't even think 2 days in front of me, so.
Right, like you probably haven't packed for Charm yet.
No.
I bet you that.
Is that our friend Lynx?
Yep, that's
of course
Linksy.
it is. Oh.
It's what?
It's Lynxy.
Of course.
Yeah, hi. Okay, I got all confused. I was like, because I said, isn't that Lynx? And I thought you said no. Okay, Z-Man will edit that out. That's no big deal. All right. Welcome to Mischief Matters, Lynx. How you doing?
Thank you for having me. Oh, my goodness. It's con week. I'm barely getting sleep, but we're going.
So you're down there now?
No, I leave tomorrow, but I got to just work, and then I'm down there early for pre-con setup.
That's exciting stuff. I want to ask before, well, first, why don't you explain to everybody what Charmed is? Because not a lot of people know what that is.
Exactly. So Charmed is a weekend hypnosis convention located out of Maryland. It usually runs MLK weekends, but years when there is the inauguration, it runs the week after. It is a technically 4-day conference, with Thursday being pre-con, Friday and Saturday being the actual convention, and Sunday being uncon, which is kind of more unstructured. And everything from 101 to advanced level 4-hour seminars, we have a wide variety of classes, hypnosis and non-hypnosis related.
Okay, and how, tell people a little bit about what erotic hypnosis is. You do know a lot about it. And if you had to give a 30-second commercial, what would it be?
Erotic hypnosis is helping your body and mind get comfortable with doing things that you might not otherwise be. It gives you a place to let go, relax, and be someone different.
And be someone's what?
And be someone different.
Okay. And when you say and this is all consent based, right? So it's not like you're if somebody's really uncomfortable doing something, you're not going to we're not hypnotizing you to get you to do it when you don't want to do it.
Oh,
this is all
goodness, no.
consent.
No.
Right.
No. This is all in fun and consenting parties.
Gotcha. Which is important, but I always want to mention it because some people hear hypnosis and they think getting people to do things against their will, and that's not what this is about.
Not even remotely. We make each other sound like rubber chickens more than we corrupt each other.
and do you find that that's cute? Do you find that and it immediately evokes images of a friend of ours? But do you think that erotic hypnosis in its own right also, it can help manage people's anxiety during a scene, when they're doing something 100%. They don't know,
Yeah, 100%.
Add a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a lot of things that in hypnosis revolve around headspaces. So hypnosis can help give you a verbal or a tactile or even olfactory trigger of some kind, and it could help release all of these particular feelings that you're meant to feel. I personally have one that I keep all of my happy, smiley memories in. So when I'm feeling a little bit anxious, I touch that spot, and that just kind of brings me back to a good place. Other people do it for more deeper conditioning purposes. But yeah, it's really up to the level that you're willing to play and the level that you're comfortable playing.
Wow. And how have you found that it has helped you?
So it helps a lot with my anxiety because I have anxiety, so the mind is always racing. But when I do hypno, I can kind of just find that mindscape is what I typically call it, my inner mind. And I can go to that place and know, okay, I'm safe here. The outside world doesn't exist. I'm protected here. Everything can be okay for even just these 5 minutes. And it gets me to ground and just be more thorough in my body and in myself. And also it's really a fun deepener to scenes. Hypno can really enhance any kink. So it's great all around.
Yeah, because it can actually make it better. It can make orgasms more intense. It can make pain more intense. It can make all kinds of sensory deprivation more intense. It can really, or just even good sensation stuff like massage and impact, whatever. It just brings it all, into your head, right? So that you can really kind of feel it.
Yeah, it's, how much am I allowed to share on the show? Because I can give a personal example.
You could share anything you want. We're not censored like that. So go ahead.
All right, cool.
It's really as much as you want to reveal about yourself.
I don't care. It's public knowledge at this point. I'm clicker orgasm trained. I'm dog clicker orgasm trained. So when someone clicks a dog clicker on me, I can feel like I'm coming. So that was done after years and years and years of conditioning of literally every time I came clicking a dog clicker. So now it's just conditioned.
Right, and it's not something that happens overnight, right?
No, it took years and multiple different partners.
Oh, isn't that interesting? So it's not like linked just to one partner and only one partner can access certain things. I mean, unless you plan it that way, but you could take the same technique and apply it to different partners.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
like
100%.
You could teach your partners how to do that for you.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And how'd you get involved in starting the convention? Like that to me, like as somebody who plans events and, and puts things together, and Catnip will be the first one to attest, it can drive you crazy. It even just, and I plan like for just one event or one party or, maybe 2 or 3 events, but like a whole convention, this is a different animal. It's, because everybody, like they come and they stay. It's not like when they come to my dungeon, like you come for 3 hours and then you leave. What is it like trying to plan a big event that is kind of like skeptical to begin with because it's kink? What's that like to plan?
So I have a lovely case of helper syndrome, and that's where this story begins. So I had attended Charmed online through the pandemic and just kind of strengthening my research in hypnosis, meeting a lot of people, getting a lot of connections, doing a lot of research. I did a lot of self-hypnosis at first. And then Charm 2021 rolls around, and I go, you know what? I'm going to go in person this year. I've got the money. I'm going to volunteer all these hours so my hotel room and ticket are free. I just need to get the gas and the time off, and I can do it. And then the middle of December rolls around, and up where we are, by home, I frequent your dungeon, I frequent other dungeons, and I help, and I DM, and I'm pretty much one of the, for lack of a better word, service submissives around the dungeons, but most particularly yours.
Right, which
so
we love, by the way.
Oh, thanks. But they put out a blast in the middle of December saying, our dungeon coordinator dropped. We need anybody with experience who can put a dungeon together in a week and a half. I said, I've got it. And
wow.
When I tell you, I didn't sleep for a week, but I got it done. And it was the first time that people actually complimented the in-person BDSM dungeon at a HypnoCon. I wear that with a badge of honor.
and so now they make you the point person for that.
Yep. So after that, during the convention, actually, ConCom looked at me and was like, you've got a spot if you want it. You know that, right? I was like, sure, I'm in. Say less. And then I joined, and now I'm on the convention committee. It's my second year officially on ConCom, third year in an acting administrative position. But I am so excited, and it's our 10-year anniversary this year, so we just get to celebrate, which is awesome.
That is awesome. And this is a volunteer role, correct?
Yes, correct. I'm not compensated for my time. I do it because I have a special interest in hypnosis, and it's my favorite thing ever. So I'm helping.
Gotcha. So, like, and that's, when you volunteer for something like that, I mean, to have passion in it is so important because it just translates all over the place. And, and Catnip can speak to that, too, because Catnip has volunteered for a lot of the conventions that we go on. Like, I'll teach, and Catnip will volunteer. And it really, when you're immersed into a convention like that, I find that, like, if you've never attended a convention before, if you're attending solo, if you're curious about it and you're scared to go because you're worried you won't meet anybody, don't you find that, like, I mean, you did this in Maryland the first time you went. Volunteering really helps you kind of, like, learn the lay of the land. You meet people.
Can I tell you a funny story about
Tell me all the stories.
My best friend who's sitting right next to me on the couch. So I met my friend Finn when I was the first-year dungeon coordinator because they almost died. They were on door dragon duty outside. They were my volunteer watching over con space, and they scratched their cornea so bad we had to take them to the hospital. And then we became best friends. And now they're here, and we're going to drive down tomorrow together.
Oh, that's so cool. So you made a lifelong friend.
Absolutely. Finn stuck with me, and I brought him around you guys, so now everyone's connected.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, they came out to our dungeon, right? Recently.
They did. Yeah, they had a great time.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love to hear that. But Catnip's awfully quiet. Do you have any questions for Lynx?
I mean, yeah, we have some questions from online. Well,
we do have questions online? Great.
Yeah.
Shout them out.
And one, you were just kind of talking about Lynx. Like, the question is, if hypno commands are planted into the subconscious, will the person respond to them anytime they hear the word, or only to the person who did the hypno, because it's linked to that person or voice alone? Or is it a combo of sound and voice command? So I know you mentioned, your clicker, so would you technically, say you were around somebody who was click training their dog, would that affect you? Or is there,
Absolutely not. Yeah, it's all, and when hypno triggers...
Because I was thinking about taking her to a dog park just for shits and giggles, but, all right, go on.
No, sorry, it doesn't work like that.
Damn
it. So when hypno triggers are implanted safely and consensually, they're implemented with the only safe when it's safe and appropriate clause, which in some form of the hypnotist language, they reinforce the fact that it is only to be done when it is safe and appropriate to do so. Like, if anytime somebody snapped, they had to cluck like a chicken, right? If they go to a poetry slam and everyone's like, and they're just going to be clucking like a chicken, it's not how that works. It's only when it's safe and consensual to do so. Like, if somebody came up to me right now and clicked in my face, I'd be fine, because it's not appropriate to do so.
Got it. So they have the built, as you said, built-in safety mechanisms. And I assume that they teach classes about all of that.
Yeah, we do. We actually, on Thursday every year, we teach a Hypno-Kink for beginners, which is the 101. And then immediately afterwards, we do Erotic Hypnosis Jumpstart, which is a 4-hour round table and demo session. It's run by Wise Guy, who's one of the other ConCom members. And so it gives people a chance to, hey, you just learned this stuff, find a practice buddy, pair up. It's kind of like a rope jam, but with hypno. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Now, what's your favorite part about the Hypno Convention? If you were, because people are going to be listening to this and maybe they can't get into it this year, but they might look to it for next year. It's what are some of the highlights? What are some things that you think nobody should miss?
My favorite tradition at Charmed is I play Hypno Hangman on Sunday. Sunday is uncon, so it's very chill. Me and one of my hypnotists, we sit downstairs by the in-person wishboard and we play Hangman, but I think of the word and then I'm hypnotized to forget the word I thought of, and then I play my own Hangman, and if I get it wrong, I have to drop and come back up, making me more fractionated and more fuzzy and not knowing what I'm doing, and it's funny. But it's one of my favorite traditions, is Hypno Hangman.
That is interesting. Can others watch that? Because I am much more into voyeuring the whole hypno thing. I don't like to be, I don't want to be hypnotized. That's a personal thing for me because I had personal things in my past. And we're not going to get into any of that, but I love to watch it, and I would love to see other people immersed in it, and I'll get that opportunity, correct?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Absolutely. Yeah. We have the one rule is no hypnosis on the stairs, but there's couches and classrooms and there's demo spaces and there's the lobby and there's the con suite and there's so many places that people are hanging out. There's places where trance is appropriate. There's places where trance isn't. You'll see it on the signs on the walls. Because we are not a hotel takeover and the vanillas still exist among us, so we must play nice.
Okay.
Unless we're behind our...
That's very interesting, because I would like to learn some hypno, though, just to make Catnip, talk.
See, now... see, hypno, because hypno... this goes with another question that we have, is because I was going to say, I don't think hypno would work on me. I don't think I'm susceptible to it. I don't think it's something that I could bottom for. But the question, why I think it goes with the question, what can help you prepare to be open to hypno, and who should avoid it?
Yes, I would love the answer to that.
Is there any kind of like standardized rules or thoughts behind well, you really shouldn't do hypno if you have schizophrenia? That's an extreme, but X, Y, Z. And go.
So I don't. Okay, I'm going. So I think
timer.
Anyone can do hypno. I don't think there's a particular community that should not be allowed to do hypno or cannot do hypno. Everyone has their own personal safety and risk profile with hypnosis, and if there are interactions with hypnosis and something you may have, looking up how they interact, because there's so many subreddits and forums like hypnosis and autism, which I frequent because there's so many neurospicy people who are like, how does this make my autism feel better about my wet socks? And using hypnosis to being fine with sensory overload, and using it to help that way. And then there's hypno ADHD people who are chaos trance all the time. So there's a lot of research out there for mental health and hypnosis and the go-between. And
I know, it's completely fascinating.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I feel because I have such a vivid imagination, because I'm on the spectrum, that I am able to picture things so vividly. So when I'm in trance, I can physically picture it around me. I have a very vivid imagination and a very vivid mindscape. So I could walk myself down my staircase and be in my den, which is my mindscape, and I could walk around it and show everyone what it looks like and talk about what it would look like. I have such a vivid picture of things, and there's some people where if they're I can't even picture a red apple if you wanted me to. So
yeah, really I was going to say, do you find that people who have more of that vivid imagination are more susceptible to it versus people who I you could tell me to picture a red apple and I could see an apple, but it's not necessarily red. I personally don't have that vivid imagery in my head. I'm more of the type that hears it's more word kind of does that make sense?
I get what you're saying. So
it's not pictures, it's more words.
Yeah, there's different modalities for trance, and we actually have a whole class on that this year for the different modalities. And it's touch and smell and taste and verbal and picturing and lack of picturing, and it goes into all of the different submodalities of how to do hypnosis, because some people can't picture things. So you can talk them through. You might have to use sensation to help them picture that they're brushing up against a tree, rub a paintbrush on their arm. Because hypno is multisensory. That's the great thing about hypnosis, is that you can use all of your senses because your body is still there. And going into all the different modalities, I have my one friend, when she chews a specific flavor of bubble gum, her little bimbo personality comes out. And she only chews that gum at Charmed. She can't picture anything, but that taste of bubble gum is her bimbo headspace.
That's wild. Are there people that are just you can't hypnotize them no matter what? What gets in the way of that? What classifies a person as somebody who can't get hypnotized?
I think everyone can be hypnotized, but you need to want what's happening to your body. So if you don't want to be hypnotized, you're not going to be hypnotized.
So if you fight it, if you're just this isn't going to happen to me, and you sit there with your arms folded and you're and literally you're just fighting it, it won't happen.
Not even necessarily fighting it, but if you're going into a scene that involves hypnosis and you don't want to be hypnotized, then you're breaking your own consent because you don't want to partake in that kink. So there wouldn't be a situation where someone would be fighting trance in a non-consensual way.
Gotcha. That's very interesting. Because, like, you know, and go on.
Good. Because there's people who do resistance play. It's a type of hypnosis, like seeing how long you can stay up before you let yourself drop into trance. And, like, that tension between the hypnotist and the subject, who's going to drop first. Am I talking? Are you listening? And the back and forth. That's like consensual resistance of trance. But if you don't want to be hypnotized, you simply won't be hypnotized, and you won't be in the position to be hypnotized.
Gotcha. Like, that's just so fascinating to me. I mean, the human mind is just incredible that, like, you can even create this and have this happen, and that, you know, I would do they do a history on hypnosis? I would love to know who discovered this.
Yeah, there's, we don't have it this year, but there is somebody who does history in hypno. They didn't submit it this year, but we've had it. But they also do the Erotic Hypnosis 101, and in Wise Guy's class, he goes over the background of hypnosis, because he also wrote a bunch of books on it.
Very cool. Tell me, do you have any, like, that's a good point, published presenters, things like that are coming to the convention that you, like, are very excited about, that you can't wait?
Oh, yes. Well, most of them are my friends, so I'm super excited for all my friends. But, like...
Membership does have its privileges, I will say.
Yeah. My friend is teaching Focus Here, ADHD and Hypnosis, which I'm really excited for. Sweet and Braided by Sensual are two of my good friends. I'm excited for that. There's the... I'm not excited for it at all, but other people are. The Give Me Fever Hypnosis and Medical Play class, which Finn is bottoming for. I'm not excited, but I'm excited for them from afar. But Moongazer is also one of our good friends, who's an awesome presenter. Kinky Human Tricks, that's Wise Guy. It talks about generating arousal and sensation play. Wow, there's this class there by some pretty cool people. Mental BDSM is not B.S. Wow, I wonder who teaches that. Those are pretty cool.
Oh, that would be me. That would be me, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not into hypno or anything, but I am into a good mind fuck. And, you know, mental sadism, that's a fun thing for me.
Yeah, we also have a lot of roundtables. We have a bi-POC roundtable. We have a queer roundtable. We have the Sapphic Soiree. Boys will do boys. We have Hypno Cirque, which is a hypno burlesque show and, like, a stage act, which you heard it here first. I'm opening and closing the show.
What night is that?
That's Saturday. I'm helping Sayres with I'm opening, and they're going to do the close, and I'm going to help out. It's very, very exciting.
That is very exciting.
Saturday, 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. Be there, be square.
Now, just in case there are people who are listening, can people still come to this? Is it sold out already?
No. Ticket sales ended last week because the amount of rigmarole it puts ConCom through to individually input each new person that registers, because we don't mass register after a certain date. So it is unfortunately closed. It closed on the 16th, I believe, so 5 days ago.
Oh, bummer. Okay, but you have it every year, and if people are suddenly intrigued about it, they can certainly look into it for next year. And do you guys do other events throughout the year?
So we just have, Charmed is our main event. We have a lot of, like, affiliate, like, state, local trance groups that do, like, their events. So, like, CT Unmind is a group from Connecticut that does hypno and BDSM, and a bunch of them come down to Charmed. Transylvania, the Pennsylvania trance group. We have that.
The Pennsylvania trance group is called Transylvania. That's just, like, too cute.
Yeah, it's great. New Jersey Kink kind of took a nosedive. We're trying to build our way back up. I'm not the one to do it, though, so it'll be slow. So we have kind of an unofficial New Jersey group. We have a New York group. There's people who are coming from overseas, from Australia, Japan, Norway, the Netherlands. Oh, who am I forgetting? UK. I'm trying to go through all my friends and where they're all from. Yeah, we are an international con. People come cross country for this. Awesome.
That's wild. I like that people come from like all different kinds of nationalities and cultures, and it's so much more fun to see kink from all different cultures because, European kink is like kind of a little different than ours.
Yeah.
They're much more, how do we say, corporal in their BDSM, I think.
Understood.
Like it like I don't want like it it's much more like military based kind of BDSM vibe. Like that German kind of, you will do this and you will like it. Like that kind of thing.
Ish. Yeah, I kind of get what you're saying.
Yeah, so it's a total different vibe. We're going to take a commercial break. And then when we come back, Catnip has informed me that they have something to say, so that'll be fun. And I love when they speak. And so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll see. You'll hear from us in a few minutes. I'm tripping all over my words tonight, but we'll get there.
Girl, what are you getting into tonight?
Oh, you already know. I'm about to grab a glass of wine and tune into my favorite radio show, Live with Dr. Andre Jerry. It's on every fourth Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, really? I've heard of it, but I've never listened. What's it about?
Oh, girl, it's everything. Dr. Andre talks about pop culture, politics, entertainment, business news, you name it. He's smart, funny, and always drops gems. I swear, every time I tune in, I walk away feeling like I just took a masterclass.
Okay, Dr. Andre. I love a good, smart conversation. Sounds like my kind of vibe.
Trust me, once you start listening, you'll be hooked. It's like that one glass of wine turns into 3 because you just can't turn it off.
When did you say it airs again?
Every fourth Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it, Keisha. You'll thank me later.
Catch Live with Dr. Andre every fourth Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on the Artist First Radio Network. Tune in and elevate your evenings. For more details, visit artistfirst.com.
Are you in the market for kinky and not quite vanilla people to connect with, date, or even just enjoy some adult fun? Maybe you're looking for the chance to learn from experts on relationships, sex, and kink education topics. Hi, I'm Nookie Notes, and if you answered yes to those questions, I invite you to check out my site, Dating Kinky. At Dating Kinky, we provide a one-of-a-kind dating site experience. You'll find an education hub with live and on-demand classes and workshops, books, and more, and an interactive community where people from around the world can meet and engage. And coming up on the horizon, look for the premiere of our Dating Kinky app. For more details, come check out our website at datingkinky.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at Dating Kinky and on Instagram at Dating Kinky Official. I look forward to meeting you. Thanks, and have a kinky day.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Mischief Matters Radio. I love the song. I was just sort of sitting and listening to it, Such a good song. Got such a good beat.
Yes, it does.
It does. Well, it's courtesy of your brother. We love it. So welcome back to Mischief Matters Radio. We are talking to our very good friend Lynx, who is one of the organizers behind Charmed, which is a Hypno-Kink Convention that takes place in Maryland at the end of this month. And I will be a presenter there because I, took a little Nepo baby moment and made Lynx put me on the schedule. And, we're excited to go. It's our first time. We've never been, so we figured we would have Lynx on to discuss it and sort of tell us all about it and maybe, intrigue some other guests because we are hosting, like I said, if you're in Northern Jersey, April 19th, and you want to come to a hypno class, we're hosting one at the Manor in April. But this is a whole convention about it, and I'm excited because it's a totally different genre of kink that I have not really been exposed to. I don't have much experience with. So I'm actually really looking forward to seeing something new. How about you, Catnip? And I know you have a question as well.
Yeah, I think it's interesting and like to go to new things and meet new people, and I think it'll be interesting to see like the way they run like their dungeon specifically, because I know I'm on the volunteer staff to be a DM, so like just seeing like, you know, somebody asked about insertables, like having insertables pre-entering the dungeon, and how because of laws in Maryland is like, no, I'm just going to like not go that way just in case. I guess, you know, because of...
And this dungeon is very unique, if I'm not mistaken, Lynx, because you guys schedule everybody for use in the dungeon, whereas most conventions, you kind of go, and it's first come, first served to get on the equipment, and then it works like an old 1980s arcade where you just sort of linger and hang out because you can't really put a quarter on a board, and you just sort of like lurk until whoever's playing is done, and then you snag that equipment, where you organize the dungeon a lot differently, don't you?
Yes. Well, when you put someone who loves spreadsheets in charge, you're going to get spreadsheets. And a lot of our convention, that was actually a request to have a check-in scheduling schedule. That made total sense. But people asked, they're like, oh, because there's so many different evening events that go on, people plan their HypnoCon down to the minute, because a lot of it is the only time when international partners can get together. And so everybody coming to Charm, they have so many people they need to see. They want to do this class and this class and this class. We are packed and stacked for classes and evening events. So having people schedule it gives us a better flow of in and out, and also people know when they're going to be places.
And how many people are expected at this convention?
We are expecting over 500 people.
Wow. That's nice, though. That is really good. I mean, because really, like, well, but I mean, you know, like a test fest gets like 1,400. So, you know, is that a goal for you guys to get that big? And granted, test fest has been around for like, I don't know, like 50 years. So, I know you're only in your 10th year. Is that something that you strive for as in the convention, or is like, do you like keeping it at around this number?
I think we like keeping it around here. Obviously, like, greater and better would be awesome. However, finding a hotel for a hotel takeover is very particular where we locate our con. So we have a really good rapport with our current hotel, and they don't allow for a hotel takeover. So we're going to kind of stay within the hotel realm because we've had a really good running relationship with them. But I mean, up is up, but that would require more staff and more volunteers and more input from the community, because it is a lot of work for an 8-person con-com.
I bet. I mean, it's exhausting just running, events during the day. Like, so I can only imagine. And then you have to deal with everybody's complaints and requests and suggestions, and and everybody is putting their hands on it, and everybody has a way that they could do it better. Like it's a thankless job.
Yeah, and we are entirely volunteer staffed. Absolute ginormous shout out to one of my best friends, Kitty Sylvie, who does the volunteer coordination. Them and their assistants managed to make the entire schedule with time-coded documents and instructions linked to where people need to be, and like it's an interactive schedule.
And people say that those of us in BDSM are like, crazy and unorganized and unethical and all this stuff. Meanwhile, we use color-coded spreadsheets. You should see the color-coded spreadsheet I have for my events. Tells me if I put it up on FetLife. It tells me if I put it up on Forbidden. Like, I have to keep an extremely detailed checklist list. Otherwise, I wouldn't know if I'm coming or going. And it cracks me up that people think that those of us in the kink community are all like loosey-goosey and we just let anything fly. We really don't. We really are so meticulous and so scheduled down to the exact minute, because if you don't, people freak out.
Yeah, and I think hypnosis, with it being a form of edge play, as hypnosis is, working with the mind, with the brain, with the conditioning, it is a form of edge play. And people who engage in Hypno-Kink have very specific notions of what they're going into Hypno-Kink for, which is, I feel like, why especially the Hypno-Kink community is so particular, because we are so protective of our brain space. So we need to make sure we know what's happening and we know what's going in and out.
And I love it. And people that attend these conventions, like we should just talk about this because it happens, I believe, at other conventions as well. People get vetted before they can attend. Am I correct? Like, it's not like they're doing background checks on you, but you make sure that they're a real person. You make sure that they have no consent violations against them, that there's no, that they're not on anybody's blacklists, because those do exist. Like, you do vet, right?
Yes, absolutely. We 100% vet our attendees. The ConCam has discussions thoroughly about individuals that can and cannot attend the convention. And we always look out for everyone's best interests. And
you also have a strict COVID policy, do you not?
Yeah, we have one of the strictest COVID policies because most of our convention is immunocompromised.
Isn't that wild? That and why do you think that? I mean, why do you think it attracts? It sounds weird. Why do you think it attracts immunocompromised people? But why is that?
I don't know. I mean, me living with chronic pain through hypnosis, I can maybe not be in pain for 5 minutes. So maybe that's the appeal for the chronic pain side of it.
I bet you
it is.
And
also with the mental health spoonie kind of situation, it kind of helps you just release your mind a little bit. And so chronically ill people, neurospicy people, all of the isms kind of collect around hypnosis because it lets us feel at home in our body for even just a little bit.
Right, because even if you're not into hypnosis or into anything, I'm immunocompromised and I have to manage pain. I have a chronic pain. I have to manage pain. I don't use hypnosis, but many people do. And I imagine that if you find hypnosis handles one thing for you, you're going to start to research and it could lead you into Hypno-Kink, right? Do you think that's how a lot of people find it? That they use hypno for something else and then they realize, oh, I could use it for this too?
Yeah, I think so. And I also think that there is a side of hypnosis that people don't use appropriately, when they're going to go look up stuff and they're looking for hypnosis for blah blah blah, and then they end up in a really dark place on the interwebs. So don't go Googling hypnosis files for blah blah blah, because then you may end up in a really 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 bad spot. I say
can
that
you
as
recommend
someone who was I can recommend a bunch of good presenters and stuff who also do files and content. Go ahead.
Would have somebody who has a website where somebody can access their teachings, or maybe an online class, or just is a really great website that you have found for research on Hypno-Kink. Do you have favorites? Because I bet you that people would love to know that.
Oh, I do. Let me find their website Oh, perfect. Let me see if I found it. My friends Hypno Story and Panda Pet are two of the greatest people, and Sleepy Girl, great people. They all run and put out their own content and books. Mark Wiseguy, he also writes his own books. I'm trying to find Panda and Hypno Story's website right now because their Patreon. They also have a Patreon where they post exclusive classes, which is cool.
That is cool. I mean, it's really, not everybody can get to Annapolis. Not everybody can get there in this January. Not everybody can afford it, but a lot of people definitely have interest. And like you said, you could just type in, hypno or kink, and God knows what will come up. I mean, it's, I always tell the story when I teach my blowjob class that, if you go and, Google deep throat, you think you're going to come up with porn, but you won't. You have to be careful with what you put in there because it may not lead you to reputable sources.
Yeah, my friend's website is www.pandastory.love, L-O-V-E.
Panda with a P.
And those are Panda with a P, story like a book, .love, L-O-V-E. It has an about, Hypno-Kink 101, classes, calendars, events. They've got all the best stuff.
Make sure they give you something for promoting them tonight. But
I already have a hat from their new merch collection, Schari.
Awesome.
It's my
do we have any other Discord questions?
We do. We do. How can one incorporate hypno into kink safely?
I say take a class, but okay. I'm going to let Lynx take that one.
That's I think a in-depth question. I mean, like an overview, I guess, would be a good answer. Like, elevator pitch of how to incorporate it.
What do you think, Lynn?
I think that the greatest thing you can do is research. Research before you even touch somebody's brain. Read the books, go read the articles, go to classes, do the research, and know the modalities and know how your brain works. Try meditating first. Don't go straight into trance. Put on like a meditation track and see where that takes you. Like even just being in your body, completely in yourself, and then move to trancing. Don't jump straight into trancing thinking, ooh, I'm going to make you my brainwashed slave, ooh, right? Like, it's not how that works. You have to
and you bring up a good point, though, that I want to ask. How do you meet somebody who wants to hypnotize you? How do you vet that person? Is there like something that you should be able to say to them, and if they can't answer that question, like run for the hills?
Oh, yeah, ask them how they implement safety. That's my one vetting question for Hypnotops is what does putting in safeties look like for you?
Okay. And what's like a responsible answer for that? Don't give it all away because we don't want people running around just going like, I can hypnotize you. See, let me say that. But, what's the telltale sign for you?
I'll give my answer.
Okay.
So what I do is I put a physical manifestation in the person's mind of whatever their safety needs to be. Who I call it the watcher. And that's who I implement into the people who hypnobottom for me so that they know that there is a physical being, whatever their mind pictures it to be, or nothing if it's void, but they know that there's physical safety in their mind with them. And that watcher can choose who goes in and who goes out.
Right, so like, and they could pick anybody to be that watcher, right? Like it's just in their head. So like it could be Big Bird. Or no?
It could be Big Bird.
Oh, it can. Okay. Like, I just want to make sure I'm understanding you correctly. Like, so it's like, I don't want to say it's a figment of their imagination, but it is for the purposes of this, but it's their safe space, right? Like,
yeah, it's their visualization. Like, my mindscape is it's a huge cave. It's snowing outside. And in the back of the cave, there's a bunch of beanbags and pillows. And there's a campfire in the middle. And then my watcher, who doesn't really take a form, stands by a door, and that door is my subconscious where all my filing cabinets are. And that's where all my subconscious
Got it. So I would definitely be at a manicure. And like that's just my happy place. But,
I thought it would be a pool next to a pool.
A pool? Well, it's too cold to think of a pool right now. Like, I can't even wrap my head around, like, people have to talk about creating a space for yourself. You should see, like, Lynx has been to my home, so she knows what my master bathroom looks like, and it's got those really high ceilings. I have a space heater in there, and now my husband bought me a towel warmer for the holidays, and every morning I wake up, like, I get out of the shower, and I can wrap myself in this just warm-ass towel, and it instantly brings me to a happy place, and I can actually move. Like, because otherwise when I get out of the shower, I wrap a towel around me and I'm like good just standing still for like a half an hour, 20 minutes because I'm so cold I can't function. And this has totally changed my morning routine now for the better. It's incredible. So like my towel warmers become like my safe space.
Yeah, like you should get a towel warmer.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on getting a towel warmer.
Well, now we know what to get you for your birthday, actually. But if you'd want one, that's what we could get. That's what we could get Lynxy. But it really is, and I can only equate it to like, yeah, like that's my safe space. Like as long as I'm warm, I can function. But the minute I get cold, I like shut down. So it's an incredible. So I can mine is very physical, like it's a physical manifestation, but I'm sure that when people have that mental manifestation, and I talk about it sometimes in my Mental Sadism class, like it helps.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Finding a place that you feel the best and that you feel safe.
So if you're vetting somebody who wants to hypnotize you, who wants to play hypno with you, and you ask them, like, that should really be your first question, like, well, how do you provide a safe space? And if they can't answer that, or if they give you some generic answer that, like, sounds, like, contrived to you, you should, like, be like, not now, thank you, like, we're not going to play, or
yeah,
is that what you recommend, yeah?
Yeah, and there's actually a lot of hypno consent worksheets that we hand out at Charmed that people use them to plan scenes and plan trances. And one of my good friends, I don't know if she's still doing it, my friend Linny B, she made consent, like, notebooks where you could, like, jot down, like, a scene and what happened and what you negotiated and things like that.
Oh, that's very creative. Have you ever, like, met with somebody who you thought, who you expressed an interest in playing with and everything, and then all of a sudden in negotiating, in conversation with them, you've said, no.
Yep.
And changed your mind?
100%.
You have?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. There's been people who I've been like, ooh, I would love to play with you. You have a really nice voice, and I have a voice kink. Let's talk. And then I talk to them, and I'm like, you're gross. Ew.
Right.
Bye.
Right. It's like, I think Catnip was with me this one time that we met somebody else who ran a dungeon, and we, so I was meeting them for the first time, and we went to their place to check it out, which their dungeon was completely empty. It was weird. But the first question I asked her, I said, so, what's your safe word rules here? And her answer was, do we really even need to use a safe word? And that was it. From that moment, anything she said to me after that, I was completely checked out, because I was like, whoa, you are running a dungeon and you don't believe in safe words? Danger, Will Robinson, that is bad.
Yep.
Right? Do you remember that, Catnip? You can picture it. I know you can.
I know exactly who you're talking about, but I don't remember that being the first red flag.
Oh, no, there were many red flags. You're right. Yeah. But that's the one that when we were in person, and they were like, oh, who really uses a safe word anyway? And I was like, everyone. And I was just so like, oh my God, this is ridiculous, and it's true. Like, it's so, I think it's so, unfortunately, the kink world in general, as a general umbrella whole, it's so easy to fall prey to somebody who is manipulative or does not have your good interest at heart, because one, everybody wants it so badly. Everybody who's in kink, they want a master or they want a sub. They want it so badly that they're willing to sometimes overlook the red flags in order to achieve what their goal is. But it's just so important that you really vet somebody, that you really know what you're getting yourself into. And also because in kink, a lot of it is do as I say. And even though you consent to that, people can abuse that, and you have to be careful. So I love that they give out those vetting sheets and those negotiation sheets, and I think that's wonderful. I think there's so much more emphasis on it at conventions, at events and stuff now, that it's nice. It's comforting. Like when Catnip and I went to Naughty N'Awlins, and I think I've shared this with you too, on the back of all the staff's T-shirt was "Ask first, consent is." I forget what it said exactly, but it was like consent is the most important thing. And it was just on the back of everybody's T-shirt. So like everywhere you went, you read it again. Like every time you talked to someone, you read it again. You read it. Like you couldn't help but keep reading it. And it just kind of like, like puts itself in your mind. You can't forget it. So I love that you guys do that. I think that's really important. I think that gives a lot of people comfort, especially when they're new. I always tell people, if you're new, go to a convention. It's the best way to get to immerse yourself and to find out all about it. But it can also be overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah. the biggest thing is if you don't want to be hypnotized, you will not be hypnotized. If you don't feel safe, your body knows what's safe for you. Your body's always going to be there to catch you. If you won't go, you won't go.
Right, your mind is really that powerful. Again, like and that is the truth. I mean, even I know, like, your mind really is that powerful, and it will create those back doors for you. I love that. I do. Well, this was amazing, and we're going to see you this weekend. I can't wait. This should be very fun. So excited. And we'll see you in all of your volunteer and in-charge glory, which you do so well. So that should be very exciting. I'll make sure to write a really amazing review for you. And
thanks.
You're welcome. And we're just really looking forward to it. So if anybody has more questions or wants to find out more information, they can just go to, I think it's charmed.com, or is it charmed2025.com?
It's...
or neither.
I think it's charmedhypno.org.
Charmedhypno.org. Although I'm pretty sure if you just search Charmed 2025, it'll bring you there, because that's what I did.
It's the first link when you search that.
Yeah. So if you have more, if you want to learn more about it, if you're interested in kink or hypno or both, this would be a great place for you to start. And if you missed it this year, you can catch it next year for sure. I really thank you, Lynx, for calling in and sharing with us your experience with this.
Absolutely.
Informing our kink community more about it. And if you have questions for us, you can write to us at Mischief at m.Schari, Schari, at mischiefmatters.com. Or you could just go onto our website, or you could find us on FetLife. Everything is under Mischief Matters. Pardon me while we, beat Catnip for just being so loud tonight and talking over all of us all night long. I mean, I think you said 3 words. But, if you have any questions for either me or Catnip, by all means, write to us. And certainly join our, what do we have now, an Instagram page? We'll eventually have a Blue Sky. Is that it?
Instagram, if anything, that's the most active.
Right.
And then, my plan is to get on Blue Sky.
Wonderful. So that's how you can find more information about us. My dungeon is in northern New Jersey, in Morris County. And like I said, we open for parties once a month. We do movie nights. We do a lot of socialization. We do a lot of classes. We try to make everybody enjoy their kink community all the more, and to get out there and meet people. Anything I need to add, Catnip, that I forgot? Oh, yes, there is something. Never mind. I'll do it myself. We have, like I said, our monthly rope events coming up. Our rigger, Briska, who is fabulous and phenomenal, is hosting 3 intensive workshops in rope. And the first one, which will be in February, is, correct me if I'm wrong, it's Beyond Chest Harnesses. Is that the first one? Someone help me out here. I think so.
I think it's single and double. Hold on.
Oh, I think you're right. I think
it's Beyond double column.
Oh, so I had half the words right. Okay. So that's the first one in February, and then following that in April.
Chest harnesses, and then
chest harnesses, and then arm and leg binders is the third one in June. So those are done. You come as a couple. It's per couple, and it's, I believe, a 3-hour event, and it's at the dungeon, and it's a nice intensive on specific types of ties. So that's going to be, people love rope, and that'll be a great thing for everyone. So please come out and join us, and certainly follow us all over the place. And I thank you for listening tonight. This has been Mischief Matters Radio with your hostess, Mistress Schari, and her sidekick, Catnip, our guest, Lynx. And remember, a little mischief matters.